Alright, so our next lesson that we're going to be covering is going to be inscribed angles. So the inscribed angle theorem is the measure of an inscribed angle is half the measure of its intercepted arc. Okay. So if you notice an inscribed angle, 3 points of the angle are going to touch the circle. So it's not like the center angle that we had before, where we had our circles like this and it went from the center and then we had our central angles. That is something different, okay? These three, this doesn't go through the center like it did before. So in that case, we have different rules, okay? Let me erase that. So the rule here is whatever this angle is, it's going to be half the measure of the arc. So whatever the arc is, we're going to cut that in half. Okay. So here's the examples. They want us to find the measure of arc EF and BAC. Okay. So here's my arc, which is 60. They want us to find this inside arc here. So then to find the measure of BAC, we're going to have to take 1/2 of 60 degrees. So half of 60 is going to give me 30. Okay. Now, this time they want to find out the arc measure here, FE or EF. But they give us the inside angle. So the inside angle is going to be half the measure of the arc. So we're working kind of backwards. So then that means that we're going to have to take 2 and multiply it times 70. And that's going to give us the measure of the arc EF, okay, which is 140 degrees. Oh, that's not a 0. Okay. So then example here, if we notice, they give us the angle measure in here is 20 degrees. So that means the arc measure needs to be double that. So then we have to take 20 and multiply times 2, and that gives me 40. Okay, now this one's a little bit backwards because they give us the arc measure. They tell us this is 90. So to find this angle in here, our inscribed angle, JHI, we need to go ahead and take the 90 and take half of that. And half of 90 gives me 45. All right, so this next one here, they give us this angle is 96. It's the inside angle, so that it opens up to this arc here. Okay, so that means that this arc here is double the measure of 96. So then to find the arc DEA, we're going to have to take 96 and multiply it times 2. So 190, I believe 192 degrees. Okay. Now they're asking us for angle CED. So CED is this angle in here. It opens up to this arc measure, which is 66. So to find the angle, I take half of that, and that gives me 33 degrees. Okay. An inscribed angle intercepts a semicircle if and only if the angle is a right angle. So if this is a right angle right here, we can automatically assume that this is half the circle. Okay, that should be the diameter, and this should be half the circle. Okay, so here it says find each value. So here, this is the diameter. This is half the circle. Okay, so that means that's 180 degrees, which makes this inside angle 90. So for solving for x, we do 6x equals 90, and we divide both sides by 6, and we get x equals, I believe, 15. Okay. This next one, again, this is half the circle, so that means that this is 180 degrees, which makes this inside angle 90, half of that. So if 4z minus 10 is equal to 90, we're going to go ahead and solve for z first by adding 10. We have 4z equals 100. We divide both sides by 4, and we get z equals 25. Okay. Now, this next one is, if this one is 4y minus 7, they do tell us these two sides are the same, then that means that this is 4y minus 7 as well. And then since this is half the circle, that's 180 degrees, which makes this angle here a 90-degree angle. Okay, now the other thing that we know is that 3 angles of a triangle should add up to 180. So I'm going to do 90 plus 4y minus 7 plus 4y minus 7 should equal 180. So I'm going to combine like terms. 4y and 4y together give me 8y. 90 minus 7 is going to give me, let's see, 83, 74. So it'll be plus 74 equals 180. We solve for y by subtracting the 74. And we get 8y equals 106. We go ahead and divide by 8 on both sides to solve for y. I feel like I did something wrong. Let me get my calculator. 90 minus 7 is 76. Oh, there you go. There's my mistake. This is 74. This is 76. I knew something was weird. This should be 104, right? Minus 180. And then divided by 8 gives me 13. Alrighty. So y equals 13. The next one, so if inscribed angles of a circle intercept the same arc, then the angles are congruent. Oh, sorry. My screen's getting a little crazy. So if you notice here, this one opens up to arc AC, and then this one opens up also to arc AC. So that means these two angles should be equal. Give me 1 second. Hello? Yeah. Okay. Okay, bye. Okay, sorry about that. So here, find the indicated measure. They want us to find the measure of VUS. So VUS, we're looking for this angle in here. Now what they give us is that this angle right here is 42 degrees. Okay. Now, do you see how they both open up to the same arc? So that means that they're both equal in measure. So that angle is also 42 degrees. All right. This next one, so we have this one FJH, which opens up to this arc right here, which is 5Z. And then we have this one FGH, which is this arc here, which is 4Z plus 9. And they want us to find FJH, okay, which is this one right here. They want us to find this angle. Now, it doesn't matter, they should be equal, so it doesn't matter which one we find. But I'm going to go ahead and find that one. So we're first going to set 5Z equal to 4Z plus 9. We know they're equal because they open up to the same arc. So we're going to solve for Z first by moving over the 4. So 5 minus 4 gives us 1Z equals the 4Z minus 4Z gave us 0, so it's equal to 9. We go ahead and plug that in. 5 times 9 gives us 45. So that means this angle is 45 degrees. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and check my work. So if we did this correctly, when I plug it in here, it should give me the same number. So 4 times 9 is 36 plus 9 gives me 45. Okay, so then it is equal to 45 degrees. Okay, and the last one. So, and the measure of ZWY. Okay, so here we can see that this opens up to this arc, and they tell us it's 8A minus 9. And then we have this angle here opens up to the same arc, so that means that this one is 7A plus 1. That means that they're both equal. So since they're both equal, I'm going to set it up. 8A minus 9 equals 7A plus 1. I'm going to go ahead and move over the 7A by subtracting, and we get A minus 9 equals 1. I add the 9, and we get A equals 10. Now that we know what A is equal to, we have 8 times 10 minus 9, that's 80, which gives us 71. Now I'm going to do it on both of them because if we did do this correctly, it should give us the same number. So it did give me 71, so we're good, 71 degrees. All right, now if a quadrilateral is inscribed in a circle, then its opposite angles are supplementary. Okay, meaning that they need to add up to 100. 180 degrees. So here angle D and angle F should add up to 180, and angle G and angle E should add up to 180 as well. Okay. So here it says find the angle measure of each quadrilateral. Okay. So they only give us 3 angles. Now with this information, since they told us the opposite angles are equal, we're going to use those 2 because we don't know what B is. Okay. So 7y plus 11y should equal 180. When we add them together, that gives us 18y equals 180. We divide both sides by 18, and we get y equals 10. Okay. Now that we know what y is, I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. So here 7 times 10 is going to give me 70. 11 times 10 is going to give me 110. Here 8 times 10 is 80, plus 8 gives me 88. So then to find b, I'm going to do 180 minus 88, and that gives me 92, which is going to be angle B. So I'm going to put it here, 92, S is 88, T is 110, and R is 70. And the last problem. So here, again, they don't give us D, so we can't use B and D. We're going to have to use A and C. So 10x, not equal, sorry, plus 4x plus 12. They are supplementary, meaning they need to add up to 180 degrees. So 10 plus 4 gives me 14x plus 12. Once we combine our like terms, we're ready to solve for x. So we got to move over the 12 first by subtracting 12. So 180 minus 12 is going to give me 168. We divide both sides by 14. And that gives us x equals 112. Okay. Now that we know what x is, we go ahead and plug it in. So for angle A, that's 10 times 12. That gives me 120. For angle C, we're going to do 4 times 12, which is 48, plus 12 gives me, sorry, this is bothering me. I did that too big. 4 times 12 plus 12 is 60. So for angle C is 60 degrees. And then here, 6 times 12 is 72, plus 3 is 75. So then that's angle B. So that means that to find angle D, we're going to do 180 minus the 75. And that gives me 105. That's it for me. Thank you guys. Bye.